Today we shall be talking about the kind of few descriptions we have in different places of Savitri. What I call the word of silence and the silence of the word. You see, the word of silence, the expression, the inspiration which comes directly from the depths of silence, from the omniscient hush. This silence is the basis of all creative activity. The foundation of expression is silence, the absoluteness of the thing. And silence is the word. So the word, the expression comes from silence. But then when the word expresses, it also goes back to silence. You see. How it reaches silence back, you see. So that is what the word of silence, it is coming from silence. The silence is the word. Whatever expression is there, a line is there from Savitri. It was the hour before the gods awake. How it goes back to silence is what we are trying to see under this. So that is the whole description. Open Savitri anywhere, and what we notice is the thousandfold word, the powers of expression, of silence, occupying every space, of expression, of awareness, of joy. That is what we got in April. I think I have sent this document also to you today. We witness the word of silence. We witness the silence of the word with its powerful contents. They hold sight, sound, sense. See, word has all the three features. Word has sight, it sees something. The word sees something, drishti, word. Word has sound. You hear something, the vibration, the music, the laya of the word, you see. Then you have the meaning, the content of the word. So you have got in a word, all the three. Sight is there, you see what it is expressing. For instance, when you read the line, it was the hour before the gods awake. You are making a picture of it. You are trying to see something of it. But at the same time, when you are hearing it, it was the hour before the gods awake. You are listening some kind of a music and charm and like that. And then it is also sense, it is a meaning. What does that mean? It was the hour before the gods awake. What does that mean? Most of the time, people only concentrate on this aspect or the sense. What does that line mean? They don't understand what the line is giving as an image, what the line is conveying as music. People don't normally go into that aspect of poetry. But Savitri's poetry is full of all these three simultaneously present in it. In its wonderful distance, a silence in which even the ghastly or the fearful or the uncouth, see, it is speaking something. It is very troubling, very horrifying, very horrid, very difficult to grasp, also ugly. It can be that ghastly, fearful, uncouth. These can be scary, naked bareness, and that can really frighten us. We can get disturbed by that thing, by those descriptions. That is present in Savitri. There are in Savitri any number of examples of both the terrible and the felicitous, the happy, the joyous, the lyrical, the swiftness. Both the things are present simultaneously in Savitri like that. So we are trying to see in this description what is terrible, what is felicitous in Savitri, and how they really belong, both the terrible and the felicitous, how they both belong to this and this. We are trying to say that, you see. There are in Savitri,
Word is
what is word? Capital.
See, word basically is logos.
Logos.
The best word is logos. The expression of divine knowledge, that is word. Shabda is a routine word. Shabda we got. But the proper content are in the word logos. The divine logos, the divine expression, the divine power of putting everything into action here. That is the word. The word means that.
In the Bible it is verb.
The word means that.
Verb.
Yes. It presents them.
The Bible is logos.
In the beginning was the verb, and the verb was
No, it was logos.
Hmm?
In the beginning it was logos. It's translated to English as a word, as a verb, you know. And logos actually is Greek.
Yes.
And what's the equivalent to logos in Sanskrit? What's the translation in Sanskrit of logos?
संस्कृतमध्ये आहे का म्हणजे लोगोसचा अर्थ?
Logos. Logos is a Greek word which is basically meaning the divine knowledge, divine expression, the power of expression. See, the other word is in Sanskrit vak. Vak. What you express, vak. Shabda, vak. That is what it means. Logos. Logos, you see. Now, my point here is, in Savitri, both these things are there, terrible and felicitous. But see, although it is terrible, it does not really become in Savitri so terrible. If you read a novel which is nightmarish, you get affected. But in Savitri, it does not happen like that. You are reading a terrible description, but it does not affect in that way, you see. It presents them in such a total detached manner, whether it is terrible, whether it is horrifying, whether it is macabre, or whether it is joyous, happy, felicitous. Both these things are presented in Savitri in such a way that as if you are totally unattached from that particular scene. You are seeing the whole thing as a macabre event, but then you are not affected at all. You are witnessing it. As if on a screen, the things are moving. You see, that is what happens in the case of Savitri, you see. However, it presents them in such total detachment that 1,000 words of silence we hear. We hear what? The sound of that shabda, of that logo, how it works in every situation, whether when the expression is there in the world of life, when the expression is there in the physical life, when the expression is there in mental life, when the expression is there in the spiritual life. See, that word has its own content and beauty of that thing. It is that which comes out completely from that thing. Now, so this is the basic of the thing. So let us look at the following, at the grim and the ghastly, which is very frightening, which is terrible, which is macabre. I mean, you cannot get repulsed. But while you are reading macabre and that kind of a thing, you are still not affected by that thing, because the power of Savitri is such that even the terrible, even the horrible, even the horrendous is protected. The rhythm, the power of the sweetness of Savitri is such that you are in complete protection. You are describing Rakshasa, you are describing evil event, but you are not affected, because the power of Savitri's word gives you automatically the protection all around you. See, for instance, in Book 2, Canto 8, the Canto 8 is the descent into night. The descent into night. Ashwapati is trying to explore how life got corrupted. How life is beautiful, joyous, happy up there, but when she has come here, she has become totally opposite, ugly, uncouth, and she is now suffering here. Now, in order to explore the cause of the suffering of life, Ashwapati is entering into the depth of night. Now, when the depth of night is going there, he sees all kinds of evil, ugly forces working there. Now, the complete description is not that falsehood and evil, everything is there, suffering and pain, the whole description is there. Now, normally a weak person, when he is reading those passages, he gets affected. And mother has advised not to read that canto, basically. Book 2, Canto 8, the Descent to Night, she has advised not to read that canto, you see. In fact, when she was doing painting with Huta, she said that we will avoid that canto, because you are not prepared to receive the power which is present in Savitri itself, which will protect you. You are reading the description of the descent to night, but at the same time then you will also get protection from Savitri itself. Savitri will give the protection around you, and therefore the power of the word is that even if the description is macabre, you have full protection. See, when you are seeing a dirty movie, ugly movie, violent movie, you get terribly horrified and all that thing. It doesn't have the power to protect you at all. You see, It doesn't. So you normally you are told to avoid such movies, you see. Normally you are told to avoid such movies, you see. But then when the expression is coming from a higher source, that higher source still brings protection also, safety also, it gives you a covering also, and then you can easily enter into that kind of a thing. That is what we are trying to say in these passages. Canto 8. 8. Yeah. The Descent into Night. Descent into Night. Canto. Actually, two cantos. Book 2, Canto 8 and Canto 9. Descent into Night is Canto 8. And the powers of the king, the sons of evil and falsehood is in the 9th canto. These two descriptions are very, very powerful descriptions, and one can really get shaken up by that kind of a thing. One can get affected if you are not cautious enough. But if you are living always in the atmosphere of Savitri, Savitri itself gives you a protection, and you can easily enter into those cantos and read them, you see. That is the beauty of Savitri, you see. This is what I am trying to say. Thousandfold of silence that is there, you see, that the word has the power to protect you from the evil also. And of course, when it is joyous, then you are lifted up also, you see. Savitri, now the description here, what we are reading is about the yoga of Savitri. Savitri has been told by Narad that 1 year after her marriage with Satyavan, Satyavan is going to die. Then, with that knowledge, Savitri prepares herself to meet the power of death. She does yoga. In fact, she is told to do yoga, Savitri. She said, why? Savitri, I come here to do a certain work, and your work is to conquer death. Prepare yourself. Acquire the divine Shakti within your soul so that you can meet death and challenge it. So Savitri is now entering into yoga. Savitri's yoga has begun. She enters into the inner countries first. First thing is, from the surface consciousness, she goes into the inner countries and experiences the horror that springs up from the subconscious realms. How the subconscious realms are challenged. There is with her, but at the same time, she has a discernment. She can understand what should be taken, what should be avoided. Discernment, which is almost like a divine knowledge, which is almost like, so she knows, yes, it is like that, but she knows how to avoid it also, you see. That discernment is there. Discernment, which is almost divine, but its knowledge is a borrowed. That discernment which she has got is not the knowledge coming directly from the source of knowledge. It is borrowed from the sun. This discernment is yours. The forms that come in front of her, that discernment, do not have authentic stamp of heaven's native birth. The discernment is showing something, they don't have such stamp. Falsehood could easily ride on their high, shining backs. Those forms which are coming from the discernment, falsehood could easily climb on them.